Hello, I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on making a thermal stitch strap. It's what I'm using on my crossbody bag. I like this strap because it has some stretch, but it's limited and it bounces back really well. It's a thicker strap, so it's more comfortable on your shoulder. I'm using it on some of my projects now, and I've just found it's a better alternative to straps that stretch out. I've had a lot of bags and things that I've made, and once they get stretched out, there's not much you can do about it a lot of the time. So I'm starting with a slip knot. I've got worsted weight yarn here and a G-hook. I'm going to chain 6. 6 is the width that I want for my straps. You can do it any way you want or any width you like. And I'm going to add one more, a 7th chain for a turning chain. So I'm going to go into the second chain from the hook and do a single crochet just in that top loop of my chain and go down my row. When you get to the end, you do a chain 1 for a turning chain. Now what you have is, here's your row of single crochets, and down here you have a row of the unused loops from your chain. So you're going to go into the back loop only of your single crochet and then into the unused loop from your chain and single crochet. And you're going to do this all the way across. Back loop only, unused loop. You'll find it might be a little tricky the first couple of rows, but once you're a few rows in, it gets easier. These two are already right next to each other. And chain 1. And again, here you have your single crochet row, and you have the unused loops from your last single crochet row. And you're going to back loop, unused loop, all the way across. And I promise it gets easier. I know I look very clumsy doing this because there's not much to hold on to in the beginning, but once you're a few rows in fact, I think the next row it's going to be a little bit easier. When you get to that last stitch, that bottom loop is already pulled up because you're pulling it up. And here we go. See, now your unused loops are much closer to your single crochets, which is going to start making it easier to do. So again, I'm going to go into the back loop only. Oops, I forgot my chain 1. Back loop, unused loop. And this is what you're going to do throughout. Back loop, unused loop. And they're much closer together now, so that makes it easier. And you're starting to get more fabric here to hold on to. And these are already right next to each other. I'm not getting that whole. Let me start that over. There we go. And chain one. And see, they're really close now. So you just continue, back loop, and unused loop. And you just keep going back and forth. Don't forget your chain one at the end. And you go until you get the length you want. I have one that I want to put a finishing row on it. So I want to show you that real quick. Super easy. Nothing you haven't done before. Chain one and do a normal single crochet across the top, both loops, and ignore the unworked loop below. So that's it. And this gives a nice finish, a nice finished edge. So you'll just fasten off and weave in your ends and you're done. Hope this was helpful. Have a great day. Happy crocheting.